Welcome back to the Tidarium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the MechFansToys MF48 O'Toole Magnus. And it's their take on the Ultra Magnus, and it is a KO oversized, improved in a way, well, several improvements, of the Magic Square version. And I got this at Show Z, and you can get yours too. So let's get right into this. Quick look at the box. We got some artwork. We see that it is MechFansToys and not like Mechanic Studio or one of those other ones. City Commander version 2.0 Improvisation. It's like Ultra Magnus spelled funny. Number 48. The top, the side, the back. Shows him with the Matrix. He has the Matrix chamber. Here's the other side showing off, well, what all it can do in the alt mode. Alright, so this does have some differences to the Magic Square version, but it's about 90% the same in the alt mode, but there are some differences. So we'll get into that and look at a few things on here. First off, the most notable difference is you'll see the red bumper instead of it being chromed. Still has the chrome grille. You can still see the painted windshield wipers. Does have the nice silver paint here. Got the stripe. And where it is white and where it's blue and red, that's not painted. So it's very minimalistic on paint. I do have to admit, this is overall minimalistic on paint. There is still some paint here and here. And Magic Square does have more paint on it than this one. We'll do that comparison here in a little while. One difference is you can open these, which I never really understood why. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to make that happen, but yeah, you can't do that with the Magic Square version. And sadly, even though it's bigger than the Magic Square, you really can't put vehicles. Doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Right there maybe? Or maybe like that. Who knows? But yeah, it doesn't really work very well for that. Transformation is very similar. I like the Magic Square design of this. It's really cool how the gun fills this gap. It's storage, it fills the gap, and it connects it. It makes it a more solid connection because both pieces connect to the gun. So that actually was pretty slick. And then it gets into the whole discussion of could this be KO oversized into a masterpiece, like they do with their Prime. That gets you thinking. Their Prime is in both scales and it's similar, but there are changes and differences, and could they do that with this? I say yes, but if they did, they would really have to do some things to the alt mode. The bot mode, not as much, to tell you the truth. But right here, if you look, you see this would be a problem for storage because of that bump in there. So I would think they'd make the waist piece move up, and then of course they would need to raise this up. So they would just need to change where the tab's in and just have it go higher. So I mean, that would work. That would work in the alt mode. They'd have to redesign it to where this whole ramp is up a bit higher so that you could fit some cars in it. And then of course, if you oversize it, it would need to be huge. Huge. Like with the Magic Square version, you can put these guns or rocket launchers on the front or the side. I prefer the side though. It's the way I do it, but however you want to do it, either way, it's up to you. So here is the size comparison next to Mechanic Studio, and that's the Hound. And then that one is I guess the Legion's class Bumblebee, but I felt like it was a G1S kind of Bumblebee, and it was small, so I picked it up. But it's part of the actual Bumblebee movie line. Anyway, that's still, everything looks a little bit big for it because the cab does seem to be small because it's integrated in the transformation and all that stuff. But you know, another thing you can do with this is you can unscrew that screw right here, and you'd be able to just detach this whole piece. I mean, if that's something you'd want to do. Yeah, you could do that.
Hey, new guy. I am city commander around here, and I have a few rules for you I need to lay down. Okay. First of all, I'm first in lunch line. You'll be last because you're new. That's okay, there's plenty of energon to go around. But I've earned being first at lunch. Okay. Second off, Fridays I have a date with RC. Yes, and everyone seems to think that you look like me. I don't know why. I don't see the resemblance. I need you to take over my duties as city commander on Fridays. Okay. And last, but this is the most important, when Rodimus and Optimus are out on their fishing trip, I hold on to the Matrix. Okay. Go ahead and open your chest and take it, I guess. What? What? They gave you the Matrix on your first day? I don't have time for this. That guy is wound too tight.
So let's go ahead and get into the transformation of this guy. We're gonna go ahead and pop these off and set them aside. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get the gun out of the way. So untab it from the back, and then you'll wanna untab both sections of the gun, and you can get the gun out of the way. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the legs, which means you have to start with the side pieces, untabbing them from here. I'm gonna get the arms out of the way. So I'm gonna work on that last. So we're gonna go ahead and separate this section and work on one leg at a time. This whole contraption here needs to get folded up, just like so. Can you see that? All right, now flip it around and move the leg up. And then this piece will lock the leg in place, so it's all one nice cohesive unit. We'll do the same on the other side. Fold that down, fold it all the way around, lift the leg up. There is a slight tolerance bit with this connection piece right there. Close that in. Legs are done. Nice and simple. Now, we can go ahead and situate the pelvis there. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and fold this back piece. We need to get the head out, and then just can push your finger from the back, push the head out, and then fold this top. So you want to fold the smokestacks down, and then fold this down, and then this whole segment is just going to slide down, but you want to keep the head up into the back, and then fold these wheels. That goes into place all the way and slides down. Now for the arms. Some long arms. I thought it was really crazy how they did this whole arm gimmick thing, but anyway. Let's go ahead and put the arms the way they're supposed to be. So we're going to fold it up and slide it in place like that. Flip it around, slide the forearm up, tab this top piece into place, and then this whole segment is just going to slide around like so, and then tab in. That was the strangest arm transformation. I mean, that's Magic Square. It's not MechFansToys, but it's strange. It really is. I thought it was odd. And it's interesting, like, I would never have thought to do it this way, to tell you the truth. So we're going to fold this together. Close that top piece, kind of lock it all in place. Slide the forearm up, and then do the same right here. And there we've got Ultra Magnus in his Ultra Magnus goodness. So here's his gun, and you don't really didn't have to for the transformation fold up his handle, but I did. So you can unfold his handle, give him his gun, and his gun has little paint on it. Just a little bit of paint right here. And that's about it. And then he has another gun that is super shiny silver. You didn't get this gun with Magic Square, so you get extra for paying less. You get extra with the MechFansToys. Well, didn't have to pay for the engineering. Go ahead and take a quick look at his articulation. His head can go up, not down, but just up. And that's due to transfer. Well, not even due to transformation. That's extra in there. And then his arms can go all the way around. But you know, one thing is, and it's this design, is it doesn't go out much at the shoulder. So you could untab this and you could get the butterfly. But see, with that, you've got all this stuff from the transformation. But it does look odd. Like I was saying about holding the doors open, if you did that, I mean, I guess you could do the whole door open thing, but you're really kind of breaking the sculpt big time, and it looks kind of strange. Elbows up and down, you've got the swivel right there, the bicep swivel. You have full rotation right there. And then of course you do have the famous Magic Square. Seems like the Prime and this guy here, they've got that wonderful ab crunch that's extreme, pretty extreme. You can get the legs out almost 90 degrees at the hips. Then the knee is on a single knee joint, does a 90 degree there. And you do have the famous foot articulation with an ankle rucker. No front or back tilt, but really it's not needed to make a great pose. So let's have a look at this guy. His plastic is really, it has a nice sheen to it. It looks beautiful, it feels great. This figure feels super solid. He has very little paint in robot mode. You can see some of the stuff that was shined through in bot mode, like right here, but yeah, very little. That's really not intended for bot mode. It's just, you know, the cat hanging on his back. But he does look good. He cleans up pretty well. I mean, this thing looks good for the size and just what you got going on. It looks great. And with the whole chest gimmick, you simply pull this up and open there to reveal the matrix, and that is excellent. Now, his posability doesn't really hold his chest open very well, or none of that kind of posability kind of stuff, but still, it looks good. You got some great molded detail in there, just outstanding. This is an improvement that you got. Magic Square doesn't do that, so that is awesome. For sure. And then the shoulder cannons, they hold in really tight. Like everything holds in very well, very tight. Compared to the Magic Square ones, these were a little looser. The connection point's a little looser than on this one. I'm really liking it. So let's go ahead and bring in the Magic Square and do a nice little side-by-side comparison. So the first thing you're going to see is that this guy is bigger. He's not that much bigger. It's not, I thought he'd be way bigger, and it's just a slight, like one head taller, which is actually good. It makes it put him in scale with the other MechFansToys stuff even better. Anyway, so looking at these two side by side, you do notice the Magic Square has more paint on it. So right here you see paint on Magic Square, which you don't see on here, which actually lends for a cleaner look in the bot mode, alt mode, sorry, I should have shown that. Down here, there's no paint there. He's got paint there, paint not right there. So I don't want to say they cheaped out on the paint, but they did paint less. There's less paint apps, and I'm okay with it. I think it still looks great. Right here, there's no translucent or any breakup for the windshield, kind of a windshield-esque kind of chest. Magic Square has some translucent pieces in there. So there's still a lot of good to be said about the original versus this guy. But I like this color blue better. I like the sheen better. I don't like the chalky plastic that you get with Magic Square stuff. And if you can see it, I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Like there's a nice glare. I like that shininess. You're not seeing it on the Magic Square over here, but you're seeing it on this guy over here. But aside from all that, they're more or less the same figure with the upgrades. And looking at the waist, I mean, people were saying something about a waist upgrade, and it's, let's see, it feels exactly the same to me, but I just might not be noticing it, I don't know. The reds are more vibrant than the muted red there, and like these are real loose on mine, and not loose at all over here, like really tight. So anyway, to each is their own. If you have the Magic Square, would you upgrade? I did, and I really like that I did. Here he is next to the Magic Square Prime, and I think that still looks great. I just feel like he's gonna be bigger and beefier than Prime, and so like to get it back into focus here, if you had Magic Square, this is what Magic Square would look like with Prime. And if you have the MechFansToys, that's what MechFansToys looks like with Prime. So I think they both actually look great together. Here he is towering over the toy world or the new age scale, either one. But yeah, he's big bot. And we're putting together a nice little crew here from the 1986 movie. And yep, looks good. I think these are all MechFansToys subsidiaries. The Mr. Moon Perceptor, you've got the Cup, and we've got this guy right here, which is the trifold of the Springer. And yeah, a nice little crew coming together. I think MechFansToys did another great job with copying Magic Square, making it bigger, making it a little bit better. I like the plastic better. I like the sheen. I like the colors, the deepness of the colors. I like the extra gun that you get. I like the fact you get a matrix and you have a matrix chamber. I like the fact you can put the tail down. You can put the ramp down in alt mode. I'm not a big fan of the red bumper, but that's just something that they did to make it more tune accurate. And anyway, I like this guy. And he's cheaper than the Magic Square one, but bigger. And a lot of people are collecting Legends because they want them as small as possible, so it won't be for everybody. But if it's for you, you can get it at Show Z. Like, subscribe, and Titanium Hanger out.